Alrighty, so here's our problem set for adding mixed numbers. Our directions are find the sum and show all of your work. So let's go ahead and line these up vertically so we can add them. Before we can add 1/4 and 1/5, we need common denominators. So let's change that 1/4 to have a common denominator and 1/5 to have a common denominator, multiplying by this giant 1. Well, let's see. I know that 4 will multiply to be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. 5 will multiply to be 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. And it just so happens that 4 times 5 is 20. So we can get that same answer, that same denominator. Same denominator of 20. 4 times 5 is 20. If I can do a 5 as our numerator, 5 divided by 5 equals 1 whole. We don't want to change the value, and we get 5/20. 5 times 4 is 20. 4/4 is equal to 1 whole, so we don't change the value. We get 4/20. So this changes to 2 and 1/4, so that's the 5/20 plus 1. 1/5 was the 4/20. And we add the fraction pieces first. 5/20 plus 4/20 is 9/20. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we get 3 and 9/20. 2 and 3/4 plus 1 and 2/5. Again, I need common denominators. So we have our 3/4 times the giant 1, so we don't change the value. And we have 2/5 times the giant 1 again, so we don't change the value. Let's stick with that common denominator we used over here, which was 20. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 4 is 8. And I'm going to rewrite this as 2 and 15/20. This is going to be plus 1 and 8/20. And I already know by looking at this that the 5/20 and the 8/20 are going to add up to more than 1 whole. So if I add those together, I get 23/20. But I know that that's the same. I can make 1 whole group of 20 and I have 3 left over. So instead, I'm going to write just that fraction piece of 3/20 and carry over that 1 whole. So now I have 2 plus 1 is 3, plus that 1 is 4. My final answer is 4 and 3/20. 4 and 3/20. 1 and 1/5 plus 2 and 1/3. Again, I need common denominators. 1/5, 1/3 multiplied by a giant 1 so that we don't change the value of that fraction. I'm going to just go ahead and multiply those to get a common denominator of 15. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15, so 1 times 5 is 5. Let's rewrite this. 1, the 1/5 was 3/15. Plus 2, the 1/3 was 5/15. 3/15 plus 5/15 is 8/15. 1 plus 2 is 3. And we're finished with that one. Let's go ahead. 4 and 2/3 plus 1 and 2/5. 2/3, 2/5. Multiply by a giant 1 so that we don't change the value of our fraction. Keep that denominator of 15 that we had before. 3 times 5 is 15, so that I don't change the value, I have to multiply by 5 on top. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 3 is 6. Let's rewrite our numbers. 4, the 2/3 was 10/15. And 1, the 2/5 was 6/15. Add our fractions, 10/15 plus 6/15 gives us 16/15. But we know 16/15 is the same as 1 and 1/15. I'm going to write my 1/15 here, carry over my whole. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 6 and 1/15 is my answer. Okay. Angela practiced piano for 2.5 hours on Friday, 2 1/3 hours on Saturday, and 3 2/3 hours on Sunday. Which expression shows how much time Angela practiced piano during the weekend? Write a sentence to explain your reasoning. Let's see. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus the 3 is 7. So I see a 7, I see a 7. I see my 2, 2 and 3. I see my 2, 2 and 3. Okay, so that's not helping me much. Then I see 4 8s. I see 6. I see 6. I see 8s. Just based on the denominator, are there any that we can rule out? Well, I know that it's not going to be C and it's not going to be D because of that denominator of 8. 3 cannot multiply by a whole number and get a denominator of 8. I also see that here they changed the 6, but they did not change the numerator. So A will not be our answer because these are not equivalent fractions to my 1/2, 1/3, and 2/3. But let's prove that this is our answer. B is the correct answer using our equivalent fractions. So we have 1/2, 1/3, and 2/3. We want a denominator of 6. We're going to multiply by a giant 1. Multiply by that giant 1. And here I multiply by 3/3 because 2 times 3 is 6, so 1 times 3 is 3. 3, 6, 3, 6 matches so far. Here 3 times 2 is 6, so 1 times 2 gives me 2. 2, 6, that matches so far. 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4. B matches because it used equivalent fractions for us.